pertaining to peak season, just as a quick update, this last week, we've seen volume increase greatly. As you can see, I'm sitting in a pretty long line. I haven't sat in any of these lines in a while. We're gonna see longer wait times inside the facilities. A lot of the runs will be ready, and you'll see them kind of informing you through the app in the trip notes that you could pick up early. That happens a lot during this time of the year, but I don't know how long this is gonna last. That's why I advise individuals to run and make the best of it now. In the last couple days, the loads have started to sit on the spot load board, and even now started to increase. That's a very good sign, because it's telling you that the loads aren't being booked immediately and are being allowed to increase. I'd advise everybody to try to get here maybe 45 minutes early, because oftentimes you may wait in this line 30 minutes before you even get entry into the yard. And then you still gotta go to your door, dock, go inside, check in, go scan your door, open up your door, open up your truck, set the ramp, and then begin to load. So it's a process. With Amazon, you got 50 minutes to get in and out, which if it runs over and you were on time, you aren't penalized for leaving the facility late, as long as you arrive on time. Something else I'm seeing with the heightened volume is oftentimes within my last few loads, I have a total of 4 stops, but 2 of my stops will have so much volume, or they're just not done sorting my other stops. So I end up being able to skip one of my stops, and they haven't been letting that occur a lot lately. My last few loads, I've been missing 1 stop. Now, a little piece of advice that I'm gonna give you that's, again, I really probably shouldn't say nothing, but I'm gonna say it. The earlier you get here to pick up, them 8 p.m., 9 p.m. loads are usually missing a stop because they aren't done sorting. And the earlier you book your runs, the better, because those 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. runs, you won't see as long of a line or a wait time to gain entry into the yard. The load that I'm picking up right now is going a total of 240 miles, paying a payout of $684, $2.85 per mile, which is on the higher end pertaining to what we've been seeing this last couple months. And this run is also going a total of 4 stops, a pick, and 3 drops. We've been seeing 5, 6, and 7 stops, oftentimes with the lower value. Last year, something that we saw was a dry spell about a week after Black Friday. You guys just keep an eye out for that. As soon as I pull in the yard, what that say? Verify your identities. Got another one of these semi-drivers. He come up to the edge of the back of my truck and just sit there for like 5 minutes. So, because another truck was right in front of me, I went ahead, signaled, and got over in front of him. He had been sitting back there forever, not accelerating at all. The second I get out, start flashing his lights, speeding up, trying to chase me. This was 5 minutes ago. He just finally got over. I don't know if he could see the phone. I also got my camera on anyway. But what I'm telling you is, initiated with different box trucks. Now he's right on my bumper, and the whole goal of the situation is to cause chaos, to unnerve box truck drivers, to simulate accidents. You know, they want to come as close to you as they can, seeming like they're gonna hit you without actually doing it. And if it can trigger a reaction in you to do something to danger or hurt yourself, then they fine with that too. As long as they're not involved where they have to pull over and talk to DOT, then they don't mind somebody getting hurt. And that's sad to say, but it's real. And something that I advise you guys too, that's a deterrent. If you do not have one of those, would be to do exactly what I'm doing right now and pull out your phone and start recording. This is a timestamp. So if you want a video saying it's a truck chasing you, and a short while later that truck's make contact with your vehicle, then it's right there in the phone. And I'm telling you, they play out here. And another thing they like to try to do is they'll wait and try to get you isolated to where it's not any other vehicles around. Then they'll go to work. As I've driven over the road, so I've been in Tennessee, Kentucky, North and South Carolina numerous times. And it's been times late at night that I've come in contact with a semi and they just will not get away from you. You can speed up, they'll speed up. You can slow down, they'll slow down. They'll merge over in front of you, slam on their brakes. They'll get beside you, swerve into your lane. They'll approach you from behind in the same lane, but will not get over into the passing lane until they're almost making contact with the back end of your truck. These are all the things that go on a daily basis. I've talked to individuals that drive auto vehicles, and it's the same situation where guys similar to these will come up on you and target you once they get you alone. What makes them come out, seek out box trucks, and then have the time to try to chase each one around and endanger different people's safety? You can hit a box truck and that caused a chain of events, like similar to what we've seen on like Final Destination. We've had actual events that have occurred like that where there are mass pileups. And oftentimes it's due to someone either not paying attention, Googling on a cell phone, or, and I think this is most instances, is pissing contests and people playing games and going back and forth with other drivers. He's a ways back now, maybe 10 truck lengths back. But as I stated, pull your phone out and start recording these guys. Get that time stamp, because newer drivers especially, you could be out here following all the rules. And I know how it is when you first jump in these big trucks. They sit up high, they bounce around. So you already going through a whole bunch just trying to operate safely. And then you run into these semi drivers and they swerving at you and jumping off in front of you, slamming on the brakes. You try to go around, you speed up on the side of you. They won't let you merge into the lane in front of them. Then you get behind them, they slam on the brakes. It's something else that is not so much talked about, but within the last couple years, there's been an uptick in shootings where individuals in passenger vehicles have fired into semis. I've seen this 3 or 4 different times driver will be sitting on the side of the road and they'll swear up and down they have no idea why it occurred. And the driver's long gone. Now it's a big investigation. This stuff makes the news. And they don't know why drivers are firing into semis. What I think a lot of the semi drivers fail to realize is you approach these vehicles, you play these safety games, and sometimes these cars, they have tents on them and so forth. And you don't realize that somebody's traveling with a baby or a toddler or a young child in their back seat. And you choose to follow them around, pace yourself with them, play with their safety. And you get people to feeling like they're in danger. So I think it should just stop. All the nonsense, which is not. This is something that I've noticed the last pretty much 6 years that I've been out here. Like from a Sprinter van into a box truck, it's constantly occurred. And I know a lot of people may think, especially owner operators, that they're being profiled. And I'm gonna be the first to say, like right now, he can't tell who's in this truck. Oftentimes, they haven't even seen the driver yet. They notice the box truck. And as I stated, they try to engage and get your attention. And then once they get your attention, I've had trucks try to stay with me for 30 plus minutes, being 100% honest, and just will stay around you. You can pass them, they'll come back past you, slow down, make you pass them, come back past you, slow down, make you pass them, sit on the side of you, race and pace themselves with you, and so forth. And I know that may have been somewhat long-winded, but it's something that I've thought about for a long time. And more experienced drivers, they deal with it every day. They understand it and they know how to maneuver. But newer drivers won't expect to be targeted. We kind of try to think in a sense, especially in the box truck space, that trucking is trucking. When in all actuality, they don't consider us one of them. They look at us as non-professional drivers. Most of you guys don't have a CDL. And even if you do have a CDL and you're in a box truck, they still don't consider you one of them. It's some type of creed, and I don't drive a semi. I talk to semi drivers, but the guys that I talk to, they got way more sense than to be out here endangering people's safety. So I'm not able to ask them, why do you guys go around just looking for smaller vehicles, especially box trucks and Sprinter vans, to harass, because you're in a larger vehicle that could do a whole lot of damage. Me personally, I will feel horrible if I ever hurt somebody in the midst of operating a truck. But just being 100% honest with you, a lot of the guys in the semis, and not all of them, I would say most of them operate like they're supposed to. But you have a percentage of bad seeds that, for whatever reason, they just have a problem with smaller vehicles. Something else that they'll do, especially when you get close to these fulfillment centers and these 3PLs, is they'll get you on a one lane where you cannot pass and will just inch. You'll think their truck's breaking down. And they've just put the truck in such a low gear that they're doing 5 miles per hour up a street that they should be doing 30. So that's what you're dealing with. First stop, Davenport. dropping a total of 3 skids. And as far as peak, this year, I ain't doing a whole bunch of talking. I'm just bringing the information and letting you guys be the judge on what you think, because it's always a big back and forth debate about whether or not peak season will or will not come. And in my opinion, it's come every single year, maybe to different degrees. But when we talk about, hold on, if it's peak season, and none of this is mine, so it's probably been 4 or 5 trucks here already. I'm thinking at least 3, but it's a big debate each year about whether or not peak season is gonna come and so forth. And as I stated, the proof is always in the pudding. I haven't unloaded anything. And if anybody knows 26-foot box trucks and can count, this is 12 full skids, a full truckload. It's not Black Friday yet. So we haven't even seen all of the sales that are to come. Amazon is also implementing a bunch of different bargains in order to increase holiday purchases. As I stated, we may see something unexpected this year, but I'm just bringing the information. My next stop is a total of 33 miles away in Geneseo, Illinois. I know y'all looking at that door like, man, that look like a little fun known fact. Box truck history. This particular post office used to be the childhood home of Abraham Lincoln. Did any of you guys know that? No? Probably not. Because I'm lying like a... What? Somebody said y'all came for the entertainment. So as I was pulling in here, the lady was actually walking in, arriving for her day. That was a good deal. This is one of the post offices that gets kind of testy. You know, I've dealt with a few different employees here, and you know, you just have certain post offices that I think just kind of don't care for Amazon. You know, anytime freight from Amazon arrives, they are kind of just in a bad mood. I got a total of 1 skid that I'm dropping here. It ain't even worth cutting the truck off, man. Oh, that's new. For whatever reason, they began to take the remote. This was always a postal facility where they would allow you to drop and leave. Like, I've literally been told at this particular facility, just drop it here and leave, because it's a really good area. Certain small towns that Amazon delivers to, they just like, just get out of here, because nobody's coming back behind this post office removing anything. Second off, I always think in a mindset of any person with common sense will understand that this is federal mail. Be it Amazon, Skids, or whatever. If you come onto a postal facility property and remove one Amazon package, you're a brave individual. So you want a Fed case for something that probably doesn't even cost $200, that you could simply do something like DoorDash to save the money up to purchase yourself. That don't make a whole lot of sense to me. What I'm gonna do is use my liftgate, but I'm not gonna leave, because when they take the remote like this, that's usually a tall tale sign that they do not want you to leave the freight unattended. Now, you have individuals that are come to these postal facilities and bypass this measure that they've taken for you not to be able to unload until they get here. Now, me, I'm gonna unload with the liftgate, but I'll wait till they get here. Once they arrive, I'll ask them, hey, do you need me to bring it in? Likely here, they're gonna tell me no, because these aren't lazy postal workers. They're usually pretty active. Once they tell me no, I'll leave. If they say they want me to bring it in, then I'll take their pallet jack and drag it inside. It's 1 skid. And what I am gonna do, just because I'm nosy, is when the postal worker gets here, I'm gonna inquire on why they changed the process. Somebody's done something. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Trust me, y'all know I get to the bottom of everything. But we're gonna find out why they took the remote. Sometimes they'll take that remote in because once it gets so cold, it'll freeze and become unoperational. And we don't want that either. We need that lift to work, because I gotta get out of here. guess right at 6 a.m. The lady just arrived maybe 2 minutes ago. I jumped out and asked her, and from what she told me, it's still fine to leave it here. What she's saying is they have had some problems with maybe homeless people in the area, and somebody had been messing with that remote. And she also stated kind of what I talked about earlier, that I guess one night it froze. And when I saw that remote was gone, that was a tall tale sign for me to wait and further investigate. So now I know I'm good to go ahead and leave it. But in these type of situations, you want to be safer than sorry. I'll say that. And with that being said, I'm gonna end this video here. You guys stay safe out there. Take it easy and have a good one. Appreciate you.